Welcome to Jaztime. Jaztime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you would like to know the price, simply click on the link in the description below. If you enjoy our videos, we greatly appreciate it if you would buy a watch at Jaztime.com, which is why we make these videos. While you're sitting at home watching YouTube, we're making these videos so that you'll decide which watch you want to buy and buy it at Jaztime. If you like to save money and if you like watches, please click on the link in the description below. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Rolex Skydweller Rose Gold reference 326935 Rhodium dial. I'm going to talk to you guys about the bezel, the dial, the case, the bracelet, the movement, try it on, and give you my thoughts. Let's dive right in. This watch is 42 millimeter. That means from my thumb to my index finger. It's the largest Oyster case that Rolex makes in this Datejust style Oyster case. They also make a 41 millimeter Datejust. This watch would be 42 millimeters. And as I said at the very beginning, this watch is rose gold. Rolex calls their rose gold ever rose gold, meaning they mix both bronze with yellow gold to give it this pink color or this bronze hue to it, and they call it ever rose because it's forever rose gold. It doesn't tarnish like other companies that have rose gold that eventually turn to yellow gold. No, their rose gold stays forever rose gold, hence the name ever rose gold. As I said at the very beginning, it's using an Oyster case, and if you look at the thickness here, it's a little bit thick, and that's because this watch houses a lot of stuff inside, which we'll get to in a second. The case itself is 42 millimeters going from my thumb to my index finger. I didn't measure it with my calipers, but I suspect it's probably around 13.5 millimeters, which makes it bigger than the Datejust, but less than the Deep Sea. Deep Sea is around 14.5, so it's a pretty thick watch, or at least it's thick in comparison to other Datejusts, okay? Now let's move on to the bezel. The bezel is pretty interesting. The bezel actually moves. It's a fluted bidirectional rotatable bezel with a Rolex ring command. Now I'm not going to go through the specifics on how to set this watch in this video because that's more of a how-to, of which we have. This video is for a review so that you can kind of see if you want to buy it or not. If you want to figure out how to use it, you can watch the how-to video. Okay? So let's talk about here the dial. Now this dial, they make rose gold in two different dial configurations, either white dial or ivory, or they make this rhodium or gray dial. And this has replaced the older version. They used to make rose gold in chocolate dial Arabic, and they also used to make it with a sundust Roman. Those watches were really hard to read. Now check this out. At nighttime, this is what it looks like. That's luminescent at night. You can see it. The luminescent completely is visible. Not so on the previous generation, which is why these watches are more valuable than those old ones. I think Rolex figured out that yes, it's very difficult to read your watch with the Roman numerals, and hence the change to the index. So anyways, if you want to buy rose gold, you have either of these two options. This Rhodium or the ivory. And if you want to buy either and you like to save money, please go to Jaztime.com, Jaztime.com. Let's talk about the bracelet. The bracelet is an Oyster bracelet. It's your standard Rolex Oyster bracelet. It has 3-piece Oyster flat link, and of course it's made in ever rose gold. It's high polished down the center and brushed down the side, and they have hallmarks on this buckle to signify that the watch is a precious metal. They actually also have it on the case right here where I'm pointing to. You can't read them because you need a loop to do so, but at least you can see where they are. It's where my fingers are pointing to. Okay, now speaking of this bracelet, this is using a folding Oyster clasp with easy 5 millimeter comfort extension. How does that close? You simply close the top of it like that, and if you need to extend the comfort extension, you simply click like such, and that extends it 5 millimeter. It also has three positions that you can adjust the band from. Okay, so let me close that back up. Bang, that closes it, and that closes the top. Now moving on to the movement. The movement is a caliber 9001. Now you're not really going to see the movement. You're going to just look at a solid gold piece back, which is not bad to look at. It's precise to plus minus 2 seconds a day. Power reserve 72 hours. and it has a paramagnetic blue parachrome hairspring with high performance Paraflex shock absorber. Basically, it's a really badass movement, and it fits this watch, and that's why it's also thicker. Now looking at the dial, if you were wondering what all this stuff is, this center circle is a 24-hour hand that tells you what the time is in a second time zone. So for example, here in the local time it's 10:19, and you can see this arrow on the second one, it's 18, so that means it's 6:19 somewhere else, 6 p.m. somewhere else. That makes sense. And this number 21, it goes 1 through 31, obviously the date. So 1 through 31. So this watch can do many things. Aside from telling time, it also tells second time zone, and it also tells you what date. And not only does it tell you what the date is, it also tells you what the month is. If you look over here, you see that little red dot? It's on the 7. That means July. So it means today is July 21st, 10:20 a.m. or p.m. And it tells you the time in another place, 6:20 p.m. somewhere else. So it's a pretty complicated watch, and for that, Rolex charges you almost $50,000 to buy this watch. Now, I told you I'd give you my thoughts at the beginning of this video, and here they are, but not before telling you where you can buy this watch at the lowest price anywhere online, Jaztime.com. My thoughts are this is a really badass watch. Now, if you can afford $50,000 and you're watching this video, then you probably will be considering this watch. And they make it, as I said, in ivory or rhodium. I prefer rhodium. It makes it much more special looking than ivory. And to me, I don't think it's that huge. It looks big, yes, but you're wearing a gold watch, and nothing wrong with wearing a big gold watch. I mean, it doesn't look obsessively big, you know. It looks just like a big watch, but not too gigantic. So for me, that's okay. And the thickness, yeah, it is a little thicker, but you know, as I said, when you're wearing a gold watch, it's not a big deal to have it just a little bit thicker. So anyways, those are my thoughts. I think it's a pretty awesome watch for the value, $50,000. If you compare it to its competitors, it's a good buy if you compare it to its competitors. For example, Patek has $50,000 watches that are not even gold, and don't nearly have the same wrist presence as this thing. This is unmistakable, like a gigantic chunk of gold on your wrist, and it's quite a statement. So if you like to buy this watch, please go to Jaztime.com and buy it for the lowest price anywhere online.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at Jaztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in Jaztime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.